All right, welcome to the eighth episode of the SlashMMR podcast. Currently December 1st. This should drop tomorrow on December 2nd. Closing in on 2024. I started doing these in May, I think, and now it's December. So, next episode will be in the new year. And yeah, I don't really have anything much else to say in the intro. Let's just get into the topics, I suppose. Uh, so the first thing I want to talk about here, that actually I kind of missed this in the last episode. This is actually a pretty big thing. Now this video, this is a documentary on a YouTuber called Boogie2988. I'll just say Boogie for short. So this came out before I uploaded my other episode last month, but I actually didn't know about this. And Charlie, Moist Critical, he made a video about this right after I uploaded my podcast, and that's when the video really blew up. So I didn't really know about this until Charlie made a video on it. So I guess I'll just talk about it now because it actually is a pretty insane insane thing. Um, so basically this is a documentary about a YouTuber, Boogie2988, Boogie for short, and it is a crazy documentary, right? So it's the title is The Dark Sad Life of Boogie2988, official documentary. And if you don't know who Boogie2988 is, he is one of the original YouTubers, is what he likes to call himself. So Boogie has been making content since like 2006, 2007. I'm actually not sure. Hold on, let me check real quick. Apologies for the sound right there. I'm on his channel right now. Yeah, 2006. He joined in 2006. He started making videos. Oh my God. Well, I muted YouTube and it's not muting. It's not fucking muting. Oh, let's see. All right, the sound's off. All right. So yeah, he started uploading in 2006, and he became like pretty popular pretty quickly. And he has 4 million subscribers, but he's been rapidly losing over the years. Um, and basically, the deal with him is that he's very fat, and also he's just an idiot. Like he's done a lot of bad things. Like he is very bad with money, and he is just okay. So he was a big user at one point, right? And he made quite a decent amount of money back then. But he completely lost all his money, and his channel is not that popular anymore, so he doesn't earn that much anymore. He still makes a decent amount, but he doesn't earn that much anymore. But he still forces himself to maintain a rich lifestyle, right? So he has a pretty big house, which he can't even afford, and like he still like buys a lot of fast food, and he still buys a lot of games and other stuff. Like he's literally in debt, and he's like spending money like crazy. So this is basically just a very good documentary made by Mike Klum, and it just basically goes over the title reads, his dark sad life. It's going over all of his his fuck ups over the years and just his decline. It's very sad because also he's very old as well. He's like pushing 50, I think, and he's very obese. And he basically he can die like any moment. He even says it himself. Like my risk of getting a heart attack is like at an all-time high right now. So I mean, in this documentary, they go over a lot of things. First is like his finances. I mean, this was recorded over the span over 6 months or something. I don't know. Because eventually they like took a break because the Boogie is a very depressing guy, right? Like he needs help, but he just does not get help. And when people do offer help, he just completely ignores it and like just like somehow just beats around the bush and just refuses to get help for himself. So at one point in the fucking documentary, the documentary maker was literally just like, I being around him all the time just made me too sad, so I had to like quit following him for a while. So he literally just took a break in between. It was very strange, but yeah. So as I said, he has a very luxurious lifestyle. But actually, he could have been. He could see the thing is with Boogie, he could have been set for life, right? He made like a bunch of money off YouTube, and he could, if he used that money wisely, he would never have to work again in his life, right? But the thing is, he spent like $600,000 on crypto back in like a couple of years ago, I guess. And this was like a huge meme back in the day too, because in like 2020 or something, I think this was 2020, he made a video how I finally became rich and with like talking about crypto and shit. And then a couple months later, he said he made a video, I need your help. basically begging for money because he lost everything in crypto. So he could have paid off his mortgage with that. He could have done a lot of things with that money, but he decided to spend it all in crypto because of a friend advised him to. It is also this it's also something a common theme is that Boogie always victimizes himself. It's also what people always say about him. So basically, he was blaming the friend, basically like, "Oh, a friend told me to do this," and yeah, that stuff. So he lost like 600,000 in crypto, but that's not even the worst thing, right? I mean, obviously that's dumb, but it was not the dumbest, because he also spent, let's actually see, $200,000 on prostitutes, between 2018 and 2021. Right, the $200,000 is also a lot of money, not as much as the crypto, but at least with the crypto, you're like kind of gambling, right? I mean, it's kind of like an investment. Like it could have worked out for him, but I mean, it's even that end. It's still dumb, putting that much money into crypto. But I mean, I think this is dumber because you're straight up just giving away money, and it's it's just fucking stupid. Like $200,000 on prostitutes across the U.S. So then Boogie talks about how like he just wants to like just fuck hot girls basically, and he's like fat and stuff. So like no girl would like probably do that with him like for free, like as an actual thing. So he pays like prostitutes to have sex with him and that sort of stuff, and he takes them out on like a dinner and stuff. So he basically talks about it, and he even goes on like a website where he like finds those girls usually. I mean, I don't think he does that anymore now. I mean, he's can't even afford that shit anymore now. Like he was still financially secure in like the 2020s up until like last year, I guess. Then it's when it finally went like fully down the drain with the crypto, and I guess finally all the money he spent on prostitutes catching up to him. But the absolutely wildest part of this documentary is the fact that they found like an old person that Boogie paid. They found like an old prostitute that he used once, and they did an interview with her, like a short one. And she said that it was a terrible experience, and that Boogie was one of the reasons why she quit sex working. So he made a prostitute quit her job. That's how terrible the experience was. Just because he was so fat and stuff, like, and it was disgusting. She said she regretted it and stuff. It was actually kind of sad, but it is wild though. How does that even happen, bro? Like, yeah, that's absolutely insane. But I mean, yeah, this whole documentary is fucking sad, and eventually, Boogie he needs to get a job, right? He needs to, we get a full peek in his life, what he does day to day. He basically just like doesn't do doesn't do that much. We even have an annual income at some points. So in 2018, when his YouTube was still like decently booming, he made $500,000 in 1 year, and then 2019 it went down to 152,000, which is not a lot. And then 2020 is 72,000, 2021 46,000, 2022 26,000. So as I said, every year has just been declining and declining his income, but he still just spends money like ridiculous amounts. At some point, they talk about like his spendings, and then he was talking about like what he had to buy and stuff, and he was talking about how he was buying games. He was listing off things he purchased, and he was like, "Oh, new game came out. I had to buy that." So it's like basically another $70 down the drain. Well, he's literally in debt. You should not be buying video games if you're in debt. So this is just a whole mess. And apparently, like another reason why he lost so much money, by the way, is because like as I said, I just listed these like annual income. It went from 500,000 to like 150 or something. I've already forgot, like 175. And there was like this one guy that made like a whole like post about him on Reddit, and apparently he compiled like all like bad clips of Boogie over the last 25 years, and literally just like Boogie like being racist or something, make like a weird comment, even like call like fans broke that like donated to him or something. I don't even know. He was basically just begging for money the whole time. But if someone made a whole fucking just a whole post exposing him with like all proof and stuff, like a lot of things he's done, even like something about him being a pedophile. I don't know, but basically just because of that, every time he did like a brand promotion or something, because of course a lot of YouTubers' money comes from promotion deals, like brand promos. Every time he would do that with someone, the people would just basically rate that company and just like keep spamming them the things about Boogie until they would cancel the contract or something. So he basically lost the money because of that too. And yeah, I mean, it's a crazy documentary. If you haven't seen it already, I definitely do recommend. Eventually, Boogie obviously he's on the verge of needing to sell his house. He also starts like selling his items because his whole house is full with like antique like he even has like four arcade machines. He has a lot of stuff in his house, and there's a lot of gaming toys and such. But he's been selling those a little bit to make money. But at some point, he tried getting a job. Although he didn't try to, but basically the documentary maker forced him to go on a job interview. And it wasn't really like an actual job interview, but more like an interview for like a job coach, right? So that he went to like a job coach and to have a little chat, and then if the chat went well, then she would like help him find a job. Um, but Boogie just did everything in his power to ruin it. Like he basically just said like, yeah, I'm obese, I'm disabled, I'm depressed. Just everything. There's just all these things about him, just to try not to like get accepted. And he even is a felon. All right, he even has an assault charge. I forgot about this for a second, but he even um what's it called? He had there was like some beef with him with like a YouTuber back in like 2019 or something. And basically, Boogie said to the other guy, like, "All right, come to my house then if you want to act tough online or something around those lines." I don't know exactly what was said anymore, but then the guy actually came to his house, and then Boogie literally was pulled up with a gun. Right, he just opened the door with a gun, and I think he shot not at the person, but maybe like in the air or something. I think a shot did go off though because he did get an assault charge. So so he has that on his record now. Pretty sure he was actually like in I don't know if he was in jail or not. I actually don't remember, but that was pretty huge back in the day. Um anyway, so he has this terrible talk with that job coach, and he did not get accepted. He also was like, oh, if you Google my name, you might hear things about me being a racist and a pedophile and stuff because of that Reddit post I was talking about earlier. Uh, so yeah, I mean that was not even the reason why they didn't give him like an opportunity though, because eventually like the job coach said like, yeah, we can't really like advertise someone that like has a fucking felony charge, like who's literally a felon, so they couldn't really help him out there, which was exactly what Boogie wanted. Anyways, like he was not getting a job, bro. Anyways, then we actually get into a kind of a weird thing here where Boogie actually somehow manages to get a girlfriend. So like in the documentary, you have this part with the job coach, and then there's like a whole a couple months gap, as I said. Eventually, just the documentary maker had to take a break. So then he came back a couple months later, and Boogie lost more subscribers. He was more in depth, but he did get a girlfriend somehow. So she is 20 years old, and Boogie is 48, and to no one's surprise, the girl did not have a father growing up. That's always a thing, all these girls that would do shit like this. It's always a thing people say, oh, they're fatherless. And yeah, no, she is. She's literally fatherless. So, anyways, apparently they connected over Instagram, and yeah, I mean, they're still together right now, but it is a kind of a weird relationship. Um, and then they go out to like this was kind of sad. They go out to like a comedy club, and then they just sit in the front row and just get made fun of by like the comedian talking about like how the girl looks so much younger than him. And they're like questioning them. I mean, she looks like 15. I can't even lie. This girl does not even look 20. What the fuck? But yeah, I mean, it's basically just the whole downfall of Boogeyman. At the end of the end, he actually managed to like he had an opportunity to make some money because there was actually a boxing event for YouTubers. I spoke about this on my last podcast episode about YouTube boxing. This was way earlier. This was in like 2021, I think. Um, and Boogie would get to make some money if he actually won. He would get participation money anyway, but he was unable to throw a single punch in the whole fight, so he completely lost. And he didn't even make any profits. He was paid $10,000 regardless of the of the outcome. But he lost all of that already, apparently, because of the expenses of the match itself. Apparently, he paid for boxing lessons and physical therapy, an MRI 2 times, a hotel, and all this stuff. There's like a whole list added up here, and basically that came out about 10,000 too. So he just basically just literally got nothing out of it. It's kind of sad. Um, and the last thing I want to talk about in this documentary here, I guess, it was like the end part, where he does like some sort of like something with drugs, like some I don't even know, man. Like he does like I forgot what it's called, but like some like they do like mushrooms. They do mushrooms. They do shrooms, and basically you just have this whole spiritual journey. And it's like supposed to be like a mental reset or something, to like get your like mind back in place and maybe like see things clearer, and then you can like get better in life. I guess. I mean that's what they're trying to do at least. Anyways, at the end of the documentary, Boogie decides I'm not going to change my life at all. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to go back into making YouTube videos and just try and make a living off that. And it's not really, I don't think it's working that much, but this video right here, this documentary, got 4.2 million views. But it was not on Boogie's channel, so of course he did not get any monetization from that. He does not. They even explicitly said in the beginning that Boogie is not getting paid for this, so that's good, I guess, because he doesn't really deserve to. But either way, this did like kind of um bring a little bit of life to the channel. He definitely made like a couple thousand off this. It's because he made like 4 different videos on it. Um, a couple more, I guess. People started watching a little bit again just to catch up, but like he did get like 200,000 views in a video about the documentary, 100,000, 160,000, which is more than he usually gets. Of course, it's someone who used to get like hundreds of thousands of views per video, but now it's like down to like 20 to 30K usually. So, anyways, that's about it for Boogie, I guess. Just a very well documentary, but I do definitely recommend if you haven't watched it. Anyways, moving on, we have Snoop Dogg, alright? Snoop Dogg, on November 16th, he posted the wildest thing, the most unexpected thing that anyone would expect from him. He posted, "I'm giving up smoke," with an image that said, "After much consideration and conversation with my family, I decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time." Signed by Snoop Dogg. Now, this got 151 million views on Twitter and 700,000 likes, which is a lot of likes. Now, of course, Snoop Dogg is known for 2 things, all right? Rapping and smoking weed. All right, that's his two. That's what he's known for. I mean, every time you see something about Snoop Dogg, it's usually about him smoking. Like even like a couple days before this tweet came out here, November 16th, I saw a video of him smoking like crazy and like passing the blunt like a security guard. It was a very funny video. But yeah, I mean, for him to suddenly stop smoking, so what would make him do that? So I was really just like confused. I was like waiting on like a statement. I was like thinking like, okay, but like why though? Like why? So we didn't really hear anything for like a couple days, but then on November 20th, all right, it all made sense. All right, we got a video from Snoop Dogg. "I'm done with smoke. I'm going smokeless with Solo Stove," which is apparently his new company. I don't know if it's his company or like just a promotion, but he basically, the thing is, he's not smoking. He's not stopping with weed. He's it's just an ad for like a stove, which is like but that doesn't give off smoke, right? If you're cooking, if you got fire on, that shit like releases smoke, of course. But now he releases he released a stove that doesn't have smoke coming out of it somehow, but it's still nice and warm. You can cook marshmallows on it like he did in the commercial, which is kind of a funny clip. But yeah, their whole marketing campaign is "Go Smokeless, Solo Stove." So it's kind of funny. I don't. I mean, everyone was like very confused. Everyone thought like no way. But I mean, of course, no way. I mean, I don't think Snoop Dogg's ever quitting the weed, man. But it was funny though. I mean, I haven't really looked into Solo Stove that much, but it's still it's still cool, I guess. Break free from smoke just got cooler. Snoop Dogg's on board. So I mean, once again, I don't know if it's actually. I don't think he owns this. It's been on Twitter since January 2012, so it's really old. So it must just be like he probably got paid like a handsome amount of money for this then, because I don't know how else to explain this. Anyways, that's about it for Snoop Dogg. I just want to mention that real quick. Now we have another musician. While we're talking about musicians, we got Billie Eilish making a very wild statement on an interview. Billie Eilish says that men don't face criticism about their bodies because girls are nice. Okay, so this is what she said, quoted, nobody ever says a thing about men's bodies. If you're muscular, cool. If you're not, also cool. If you're thin, cool. If you have a dad body, cool. If you're pudgy, love it. Everybody's happy with it. You know why? Because girls are nice. They don't give a fuck because we see people for who they are. Now, of course, that's just not true at all. And the one thing is that it is extremely hypocritical because in another interview from a couple years ago, Billie Eilish, this is the community note on Twitter. If like a post has like misinformation or like feels like it needs like more context, you can have you get a community note underneath it that explains the post more and like gives context to it. So we have a community note here. Billie Eilish has publicly criticized women dating ugly men and has said that ugly men deserve nothing on recorded promotional interviews. So she did an interview a few years back where she literally is making fun of ugly men, and now she's coming out saying that girls are nice and would never say anything about men. Like it doesn't make no sense. Obviously, it's not true. Hate hate in that manner goes both ways. It's an absolute ridiculous statement. Uh, a lot of people just call it like very out of touch, just because like she's a celebrity and doesn't really have like an accurate perception of life, I guess. But everyone deals with criticism regardless of gender, of course. And this, I don't even really care about the statement that much, even if it was like, uh, even if it is false. I just care about the fact that she literally is like, she is the person that literally criticized ugly men like in the past. So if she didn't say that and just said this alone, like I would just be like, all right, this is kind of dumb, but whatever. But she's literally contradicting herself. She was making fun of ugly men a couple years ago, and now she's saying, "Man, girls are so nice, they would never." Like, no, all right, you're literally a hypocrite. Anyways, next up, we have the Dutch elections. Right now, I don't want to get too political over here, so I don't really want to pick side or something. Nor have I even looked into it all that much. I don't really know what anyone stands for really. I mean, I know like in this in today's in this year's elections, it was like mainly about immigration and stuff. Um, which is a important topic. But anyways, the in how the Netherlands works is we have like elections like every 4 years, and then you get one big party, but it's not like America or something, because in America, you just have like Trump, right? And Trump rules the country basically, or Biden now. But like I was giving an example, like it's one person that runs it, one party. But in the Netherlands, it never really works like that. You just have like multiple parties together in like one big um we call it a parliament. I don't know what the English word is, but we just have like multiple parties reigning together. But you have one prime minister, which is the leader of the biggest party. Now we have like 150 seats in like our like, it's called Tweede Kamer. It's like I don't know the translation of it, but we have like basically just one like room, I guess I can call it, with like all the parties and all the people that can vote on like changes in the country. And to be able to make changes go through, you need the majority of the seats, right? So you need 67 seats in order to have all your votes, have all your ideas go through, because if the majority doesn't vote yes to your idea, then it's not going to go through. So that's why we need like multiple parties to remain together, so they can always they can make things happen together. I guess is the best way to explain it. But we've had the same we've had the same prime minister and reigning like um, parliament for like 10 years, or over 10 years, 13 years. We have the same people basically, and it's been a mess, right? The couple past years have been a mess. Like the first couple years, they were doing pretty good, but like until like before quarantine somewhere, it all went to shit. Like our politics has been a mess. So now after 13 years, we have a different prime minister and a different like a party that's like the highest. Um, and yeah, it was a shocker, because this guy that won, right? His name is Geert Wilders. You guys probably don't know him, but he's a questionable guy. He has a very strong beliefs in like the Islam and like Muslims. He's had a very controversial past regarding that topic. But it is kind of interesting though, because he's actually kind of been like the number two guy for like 13 years now, because we've always had Mark Rutte as our prime minister. He was always the biggest, and I think if he ran again, he probably would have gotten the biggest again somehow. Because I don't know. I would have probably voted him. Not gonna lie. But as I said, I didn't really look into it all that much. Maybe I wouldn't have because I'm still 17. I can't vote. I'm still waiting. They came too early with the elections, man. They should have waited another year. But next time I can't vote though. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the country is then. But yeah, so as I said, this guy has been pretty controversial and has always been like kind of the number two. But now he finally won, and like a lot of people are not happy about it just because of his like racism. Although he did like say that he was gonna set his racism aside, he was gonna like he wants to rule the country, right? And usually the reason that he was always left out of these conversations as like ruling the country is because of his racist comments. But he was very like pushing his idea of like we're not gonna focus on that anymore. We have different problems at hand that are more important, so we'll leave the racism like out of it for now. And then they became the biggest party. I mean, we'll have to see how that stands up. But currently, it's not looking good for the Netherlands because no one wants to reign with him, right? No one wants to be like no other party wants to join him in reigning the country, which is kind of annoying and also kind of dangerous because okay, so as I said, you need 67 seats to be the majority, and he got 37, so he's like a quarter, he's like halfway to the amount of seats that you need. Um, so it's very rare for I don't think it's ever happened that that one party has gotten 67 seats or 76. I don't 76. I think I said that right. 76 seats. It's very rare. I don't think it's ever happened before. My dad said that back in the day they used to get like 50 sometimes, but nowadays it's been very like torn. I mean, we have a lot of parties in our country, so it's like always like a lot of just one or two seat parties, which is kind of like take up the fucking I'll take up all the fucking seats for no reason. Like no one really cares that much about those, and it just takes away from the bigger parties, which is kind of annoying because then we have like trouble with like people not being able to reign the country because they don't have enough seats to be able to fucking do anything. So I do think that's kind of bullshit. And actually, I think Geert Wilders actually thinks that's bullshit too. And actually, I think he wants to change that as well, which is kind of a good thing. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to do elections again. People are gonna have to vote again because there's like two big parties, like number two, no, number three and number four that Geert Wilders like is supposed to be reigning with because it makes the most sense. But they do not want to reign with him. So it's becoming very hard. Now the second biggest party is left, right, like left wing, and Geert Wilders is like a right wing, and then the VVD is also right wing, and there's a new party called like NCS is also right wing. So but of course the right wing is gotta go together, but they don't want to party up with Geert Wilders. So the country is a mess right now, man. These elections were pretty terrible. Um, but we'll have to see, I guess, what happens next because yeah, I mean, I really don't know. If Geert Wilders is trying though, and I would like to see him at the position of prime minister just because I feel like it would be interesting. Of course, with the racism and stuff, like he can't really push through with that because, as I said, you need all the seats for it, and not every party is gonna agree to like being racist like that. Like if he wants to ban like Qurans and like mosques, no one's gonna agree to that, right? So he might have these ideologies, but he even said he's gonna set them aside. And even if he didn't set them aside, no one would agree. So it's not really that big of an issue. I feel like he does have some good ideas, of course, but I guess we'll have to see how it all turns out. Next up, we have very dumb situation. We we have Pokimane. All right, Pokimane is a Twitch streamer who I don't really like that much. Um, and recently she released cookies. All right, she released a cookie brand, and it's called Mina. I think it's a very weird name. I don't know stuff like that, but basically, they're very expensive, and they're basically just a ripoff. All right, but they are the exact same name and recipes as a different company. So there's this company. I don't know what it's called. There's this thing called Midnight Cookies from Tootsie. It's a company that made them. Midnight Mini Cookies, deep dark chocolate cookies with decadent white drops. And then you have Pokimane Mina Midnight Mini Cookies. It's just literally the exact same name, exact same product. They look exactly the same, and apparently they have almost the exact same ingredients. So, kind of strange. And also, the deal with Pokimane is that her cookies are overpriced as fuck. They are $7 a bag. That's a lot of money for some cookies. And it's not like the bags are massive. They're like decently small bags, so you can like fit your hand in them. But I mean, $7 for one like bag is kind of crazy. And apparently you can only like buy them in bulk. I'm not sure, but like people keep talking about like $28. Um, apparently you can if you buy like four of them, it's like four. You can buy 4 bags for $28. I think that's like the deal they have up right now. I don't know if you can buy singular bags or not, but either way, it's a lot of money, and people like were complaining about it. And then if she went on stream and just said, "Hey, if you're a broke boy that can't afford it, that's your problem." She was basically just calling her viewers broke over the cookies, and that just became a whole meme because, as I said, the quality is not even good. Like the quality is trash. They're overpriced. They're literally a copy of something else. And we also have like streamers that like reviewed it and stuff. We had Kai Sinat who did a review on it, and he said that the cookies were pretty bad. They were really dry, and it's also become a meme that 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 people are making like videos about this. Like Charlie made a video on it, and it was 10 minutes long. And someone said, "What Pokemon said was wrong, but making a 10-minute video about some cookies is wild." And so I mean, I don't think it was that bad. But then you had this streamer called Hasanabi, and he made a 1 hour video on it. A 1 hour video about cookies. About Pokemon's overpriced cookies. A 1 hour video. And then you had Ethan Klein, H3H3. He made a 50-minute video. Just all these middle-aged men talking about cookies for a whole hour. Like that's insane. But yeah, I mean this has become a whole meme. Like it's that they're overpriced and now the Pokemon is just you know, I don't know, it's just weird. Like why I don't know, man. I don't know. Who even cares about fucking cookies? Why the fuck would you launch a cookie company? Um, but yeah. Anyways, it's really just I don't have much else to say about that Pokemon stuff. It was just very dumb. Like what the fuck. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about Spotify Wrapped. I already went through it on a video, but um, yeah, it's basically Spotify Wrapped came out. It's 2023. One thing that is weird though, I'll keep it short because I already made a video on it. As I said, one thing that's weird is that every year it comes like one day earlier. Like it was on the 30th. It was on the first. No, it was on the 30th of November last month. I mean, not last month, last year. Last year was on the 30th of November, and now it was on the 29th. And I think the year before the 30th one, it was the 1st of December. So every year it keeps going one day back. I don't know what's up with that. Like you never really know when to expect it. It's always just a surprise, I guess. But that was funny. And one thing that I also want to talk about real quick is that Spotify usually they've made it clear in the past before that they count Spotify Wrapped from January 1st to October 31st, right? So November and December used to not count, but recently they made a change to that, so that actually half of November counts. Right? Apparently, right now for this year it counted to the 15th of November, which is an interesting change. I mean, I don't really know why it was never like that in the first place. I don't know why they cut it off earlier before, but I guess now they're like trying to like do half of November. And I mean, it's fine, I guess. If Rat comes out this early, I guess it makes sense for like November not to be fully in it, but it used to just not be in it at all, which is kind of weird. But yeah, just a quick talk about Spotify Rat real quick. Let me know, on Twitter or something. You can just /MMR on Twitter. You can let me know your Spotify Wrapped, or if you want. I mean, mine I got like Lil B on number one, which a lot of people just know Lil B is like a meme rapper, right? Because there's this Ohio meme that became really popular like later like last year, and like he made a song called Swag Like Ohio back in like 2010, 2011, and that just became a whole meme. But he is so much more than just that song, man. So maybe some people probably are known for that, but this guy is like really influential to the current rap game, man. Anyways, on number two I had Bones, which Bones, he used to be my number one for like last year and the year before that too, 2020 and 2021. Wait, that's three years then. He used to be top one for 3 years. Yeah, 2020, 2021, and 2022. Wait, yeah, 3 years. The time flies, man. I'm losing count of the years. Yeah, no, 3 years in a row he's been number one then, not the fourth year though, because I mean it's just really because of the amount of songs that a person has. Bones has a lot of songs, right? So he's gonna be stay second for a while probably. But like Lil B is literally has thousands. So if I just listen to thousands of songs compared to like Bones is like 600, Lil B is gonna come out on top. It's just the way it is. Because I just throw on like one big playlist and have them a shuffle. So whoever has the most songs in that playlist is gonna just be my most listened to because of if they could just come on the most during shuffle. I mean, I got 2.7 thousand Lil B songs liked right now. So that's quite a lot, and only like a little under 700 Bone songs. So it just only makes sense for Lil B to be number one at that point. Number three had the Beatles, which actually was kind of random because I didn't even listen to them like that much, but like especially over like the last month though, like literally in November, they really just shut up the fucking ranks. I was playing a lot of their music for some reason. Um, because like it was kind of like close, like because if we like consider that it would have been cut off at like um the what's it called, the November mark, like October 31st, then my chart would look a lot differently. um because the Beatles actually they would maybe be fifth, but now they were third. um so because I listed like them for like 400 times over like the last 2 weeks of raps. Like maybe they would not have made my top five if it wasn't for those things counting in November. Those last 15 days, that normally aren't there. Also, their song Now and Then, it almost reached my top five songs. It was sixth for like with like one play off. But the thing is, I mentioned this in my video too. But for those that didn't watch that video, for some reason, like two songs that were literally because I use last.fm, and you can see your most played songs and stuff on there. Um, for some reason, two of those songs that I played that were my fourth and third most listened to, just completely did not make it onto my rap nowhere. Like, there's no reason for them not to. We have one song from Viper, and it was my fourth most played, 170 plays around that, and it just did not make it onto my top 100 songs at all. So just completely off my top 100 playlist. I don't know how, but I guess this is what it is. Anyways, moving on from that, I want to talk about GTA 6 because GTA 6 is coming soon. Now, I'm not even a gamer like that. I've never played a GTA game in my life, which may come to as a surprise to some. Because a lot of people have played GTA, right? But I just never have, and probably won't. I won't. I'm not gonna buy GTA 6. I don't really care. But there's been some weird news about it recently. Now, I think it's been like, wait, hold on, GTA 5 release date, because it's been like a meme. Yeah, GTA 5 came out 10 years ago, so people have been waiting for years for like GTA 6. Um, and it finally happened. Well, it didn't happen yet, but they finally made an announcement about it. So people were very hyped about it. But one thing that's very weird that was on my timeline today, literally came out like yesterday or something. Um, 3 GTA games will be available to play on Netflix on December 14th. GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas. So somehow we're having GTA games available to play on Netflix. What? How does that even make sense? I got no clue what's going on here, but I guess it's like some like marketing stunt or something. Maybe Netflix wants to get more subscribers. I don't know how this is gonna work. Maybe Netflix is just branding out the games as well now. Um, Trying to make like an all-in-one website. I don't know, but yeah. So GTA 6 is coming soon, and then suddenly they're just dropping this on us with like 3 GTA games will be available to play on Netflix. Like how does it? Anyways, I mean, I have Netflix, right? See, if I were to buy GTA 3 normally, let's see, GTA 3 price. It costs about like $20. I see here, or like 13. I don't know. Anyways, I don't really care to buy games that much, but I mean, you also need to play like a PlayStation for it. I don't know. I don't know if it's on PC actually. It might be. But anyways, now I already have a Netflix subscription, so I can just play the games finally if I actually bothered enough to. It will be interesting. I might check it out though, depending on how good it actually is. Because once again, GTA gaming on Netflix? How? Like I don't understand what the fuck is up with that. Anyways, so the GTA 6, they just announced a trailer too. There's gonna be a trailer for GTA 6 on December 5th. So 3 days from when this drops, I think there's gonna be a trailer for it. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for that. Just some quick GTA 6 updates. Next thing I want to talk about is my internship. I haven't given an update in a while. I think I haven't given an update since the first episode that I did on it, which was in like October. Which it's been a while. It's been quite a while, but we're almost 3 months in now. It's currently December 1st, so on the 5th it will be 3 months ago that I started the internship, and it's getting crazy, man. It's getting crazy. I really it's getting rough. I do not like it at all, and it's just very boring. And every day is 8 hours long. It's a fucking torture. It's literally torture. It's like there's no other way to describe it. And the office has gotten a lot busier now, which I don't really like. I like just calm, but now it's not very calm right now because we got four new interns, right? Yeah, no, three. We got three new interns, making it for six total interns, plus the one regular employee and the boss. So we got 8 people now, instead of like the five that we used to have. I mean, it was very chill with five. It was me and the two other interns, and then the coworker, and then the boss. It was chill. But now we got three new people. I mean, it's just a lot. There's a lot of people suddenly, and I don't really like it that much because actually I'm kind of cool with like the other two right now. But I mean, there's new people. I don't really know. They're kind of weird. But the OG two ones, they're cool. One of them sent me a video today. I literally I don't know why, but he sent me on at fucking 12:24 a.m. He sent me a video, which was like a meme. Like wake up, it's the first of the month. I've never spoke to this guy. Literally never. Like only like once, cause he forgot his keys to the fucking office, and I wasn't there that day. So he was like, "Yo, are you coming to work today?" Because I forgot my keys, and I was like, "Nah, man, I ain't working." So that's the only time I ever spoke to him. And then he just suddenly sent me this like some random ass meme at like 12 a.m. So I was kind of confused. Apparently he had worked at 1 a.m. I think I overheard him say that to like the other intern because they're friends. So I don't know. Anyways, though, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Who let him cook, man? It was kind of funny though. But yeah, what I basically do now, though, I mean, when I last spoke about it was, I think, once again in like September or no, October, I mean. And back then I was doing mainly character design, which I have stopped doing completely. Unless somewhere around last month, yeah, somewhere around like mid-October, I started really starting to do like animation, um, which is basically just just those characters I made, actually like turn them into animations. Which I mean, I didn't really specifically do that, but like, I can import the characters now. I'm not the one that makes like them. I'm not the one that makes them importable, because you can't just have a file with like from like a character and just like import it like that. You just actually like make a rig for that, which is something that my coworker does. He's the guy that does all the rigging, which basically just allows you to move the characters actually in the animating program. So yeah, I've just been animating. I'm not very good at it. I'm also pretty slow because I don't really try that much. But I mean, I haven't got any complaints really, so I just keep doing what I do and just get some work done every now and then, and it's fine, I guess. I mean, I could work like probably 3 times as fast, but um, I don't. I'm really not motivated at all. And he says that my tempo is fine, so I'm just chilling. I don't really. I'm not bothered, but yeah, it is kind of boring though. I can't lie. And it's still 3 more months, right? Like I'll be done in like March. So yeah, so from December to January is 1 month, January to February is 1 month, and February to March is another month. So I'll be done like the week of the 8th of March. Um, which is so far, bro. It's so far. It feels like wait, I mean 8th of March is actually a Friday, so if I never miss a day again, I will be done on that Friday exactly. But realistically speaking, I'll probably miss a day again somewhere. Maybe I'll get sick again. Because actually, I got sick like earlier this month, and I actually missed like 2 days. So of course, I got to catch up on those. It's like 16 hours. So yeah, probably finish on the week of the 11th. Realistically speaking, there's like 5 whole days there that I can still use. But yeah, I mean, animating, man, it's kind of boring, but I do get through 'em. I mean, we just make episodes for like a child series, which is kind of boring, but I mean, actually, it's not really that boring. I kind of like it, actually. I really like the art style for the whole animation. It's kind of cute, but it is boring to work on. I'm not really interested. And it's not really like animation in particular, just the whole field. I just don't really care for that much at all. But it is what it is, right? I don't really have that much choice. I'm halfway there, about halfway, like a little under halfway. If you don't remember, I need to do 900 hours, 900 hours of fucking internship to fucking be able to graduate, and I'm on like 400 something right now, and it's diabolical. It is diabolical. I don't. It's rough, man. I still need to like animate for like 3 more months. Are you kidding me? Anyways, yeah, that's my situation right now. And yeah, I mean, for like animation skill wise, I said I'm pretty bad at it, but I'm learning though. I'm learning. I mean, I don't really get that much assistance because my boss isn't even there half the time. I just be doing this random shit, but he was just gone the whole afternoon today, yesterday, and like he was like on like Monday too. I don't know. He just goes everywhere and just never goes back. I don't know. He's a very busy guy, but yeah, and I don't really have anything else to, I don't really have much else to discuss. I guess we can talk a little bit about music some more. I already spoke about my Spotify Wrapped, but um, what have I been listening to lately over the past couple of weeks? Now, we have some interesting music drops actually this month. First of all, Andre 3000. I don't know if I think I spoke about this before. I don't remember where I did, but I swear I spoke about it. No, I definitely did not. Anyways, he made an album, Andre 3000. If you know who that is, Andre 3000, he's a very popular rapper. One half of the rap duo Outkast, and Andre 3000. He basically retired rap after or I mean, kind of music in general after the duo broke up back in like 2009. Um, and after that, he's considered one of the best rappers of all time because even after the breakup of Outkast, he still did a lot of features for other people, featuring on people's songs or albums. Um, and he always delivered very good verses and very good performances. And people were always just considering him one of the best rappers ever. But he never made a solo album. And that's one big thing about Under 2000. He never made a solo album up until now, but it was not rap. This man, he pulled out the flute and he started just just like straight up just making a flute album for like an hour and 30 minutes, and almost a 90-minute flute album. And it's not really what people wanted or expected, but it was a really nice album, honestly. I mean, it's probably gonna be overhated just because of who Andre is, and people want to see rap, and it's not rap, so people are instantly gonna hate it no matter what it is. Um, Even if it is pretty good, it's very relaxing. I really like the whole vibe of it. Although the first two tracks, I did like those as well, but like my favorite is like the run from like I think it was like track like 5 to 8. I think that was like I think those are all very good. Actually, let me see. I forgot what I yeah from 4 to 8 are like I really enjoyed that run from songs. Like the first three are also really good, but like I didn't enjoy them as much as the last four. Uh, so yeah, I mean it's a very wild album though. But I did enjoy it quite a bit. Um, and of course, I'm happy that he is making music. Of course, Andre is someone that does kind of struggle with that. Putting out something and then having people not like it maybe or something. I don't know. I mean, that's what he always says. He's even with rapping, he says he's too old to rap. He's like, hip hop. It's called hip hop, so I need to be hip for it. And he's like almost 50 now. So I mean, once again, I mean, you have Nas. It still puts out a lot of music, and it's very good and very highly regarded by all sorts of generations. So he could just be like Nas. It's not really that deep. But another release that I was really looking forward to this month was Quaranta. It's Italian for 40, and it's also released on the same day as the Andre 3000 album. And it's by Danny Brown. Danny Brown is a very highly regarded experimental hip hop artist, and he made an album in 2012, I think, and it was called XXX, which stands for triple X 30, because he was 30 years old at the time, and it's a very highly rated um, album by many people. And Carranza is kind of the follow up to it because, of course, we're like 10 years later, 11 years later, and now he's 40. And this album was wild as fuck, man. Like he goes through a lot. It's not at all what he usually like what he fucking raps about. He's usually like, as I said, very wild and very experimental in his raps and his songs. But even in his earlier album this year, this is his second album of this year. He made an album with JPEG Mafia earlier this year. It was a collab album, and it's probably my favorite album of the year, honestly. You know, with JPEG Mafia, "Scaring the Hose." Um, it's the title of it, which is a funny title, but it goes very hard and it's very experimental and shit. But this album is like way more laid back. It's very chill, and usually Danny Brown is like a very weird voice. And I'm not gonna try to imitate it because I'll be terrible at it, but he has a very weird voice usually for his rapping. But he kind of uses normal voice on this. So it's kind of interesting to hear him rap in his normal voice. I mean, he has it on his earlier music, but for like 10 years, like ever since like XXX, he hasn't really just used his normal voice that much. But this album, I will say, is a little bit repetitive in the lyrics, though. He kind of mentions the same topics, you know. But I don't really I didn't really mind it that much. So I thought every song, you know, hit really hard. Thought it was really good. He talks a lot about like um, drugs and alcohol. Like I think he's like an alcoholic, pretty sure. And you know he's been struggling with that for quite a while. And you know just one the first lines on like the album are this rap shit done saved my life and fucked up at the same time. Because basically in that song he's talking about like how like you know of course he rapping like he pursued his dreams, but and he became a rapper, you know, professionally. He made a living off it. But then he lost also everyone around him and everything around him in the process of it. So it's just kind of sad, man. He really goes into like a very emotional bag in this, which is not really something that we're super used to from Danny Brown, but it was very cool to hear. Anyways, um, after that, you know, Drake dropped Scary Hours 3. I didn't really care that much about it. I mean, I liked it, but I don't really care super much. It was solid though. I did enjoy it, but I listened to bunch of Leonard Cohen, like 4 different albums of his, like a couple weeks ago. Really good catalog, man. Also, I've listened to a lot of Kanye West lately because he dropped a new single. You know, even though he's been completely canceled, like a lot of people are still like following him, of course. Um, and he dropped a new single for the first time in like quite a while, and it was I liked it a lot, but a lot of people hate it. A lot of people hate it, but I thought it was really good though. But that's just me. That's literally just me. Nah, I mean, a couple people like it too, but the majority of people don't like it. But is it really because they don't like the music or they don't like Kanye? You know, that's really you know the what's the main argument there? Like, although I mean, it was a pretty distasteful song though. I mean, I will say he did make some wild bars. Um, he was talking about like the you know because Kanye he said he likes Hitler and all this stuff, and he has like he's like anti-Semitic. So he made some wild statements on Twitter last year, and he was just kind of doubling down. Not really, he's not really doubling down, but he was just like joking about it. But yeah, I did like the song a lot though. Apart from the lyrical contents in some bars, I thought it went hard as fuck. And the beat was insane. Although they do have one like guy in the beginning called Bump J, and he was like not really not really that good. Okay, I mean his verse kind of grew on me, but he was very sleepy in it. Like he was very sleepy. Like his I don't know his voice was just not that I didn't like it that much at first, but it's kind of growing on me. But still, Bump J is definitely not my favorite part of the song. Anyways, I mean after listening to that new song, I kind of got inspired to listen to Kanye a lot more. So I actually went back to like all his old albums, and I've been listening to a lot of those lately. But one thing also I've been to Death Grips quite a bit. You know, I haven't finished their full like discography yet. I've still need to listen to like Fashion Week. It's one album, but it's only instrumentals though, so I don't really care that much for it. But yeah, I just listened to some Death Grips, and you know, like literally like yesterday and today I was listening to some jazz. You know, Miles Davis and John Coltrane, really good stuff. Anyways, that's about it. That's all I really want to say. Um, in this podcast episode. Some wild news, some really wild news, you know. I didn't really keep track with news that much this month, honestly. I just kind of threw all these topics together like last second. I really gotta, you know, stay up to date more. But yeah, next month will be 2024. You know, January 6th is when the new episode will come out. You know, first Saturday of the month, as always. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this one though. And yeah, I'm gonna head out now. Once again, hopefully you enjoyed, and see you next month.